Okay, there we go. All right, first, thank you everybody for being here. My name is Brandon Ivy from Los Angeles, California. This is our Tuesday live presentation for the batch nodes and the parent company with Uulala. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule. There's so many other things you could be doing with your time, but we're now in a little bit more than a month of running this program, and you guys are at the very, very beginning. So first, congratulations to all of you who have already had an opportunity to get your hands on the nodes. Thank you for all the hard work that you're putting in and being the early beta testers on this project while the dev team is working behind the scenes to make sure everything's working smooth. This is a historical event that's taking place. It is far bigger than I originally knew of when Kathy Keene first gave me a call about this opportunity. And I've known Oscar Garcia for more than a year. I've been watching him and watching his success, and I've been impressed with his work ethic. In fact, I consider him one of the hardest working men in the field, in the industry, and I think I'm a hard worker. But really got my aha moment when I saw this opportunity and understanding of, I know the basics of purchasing a node and the node doing some mathematical calculations, and it's presenting and promoting or producing rewards on a daily basis. And I understand the fact of how mining and things like that work. Would you rather buy the reward or the token or coin, or would you rather buy something that's going to produce coins and tokens and rewards on a daily basis? And that's a no-brainer to me. Give me the golden goose that's going to be producing the golden eggs. But that's the most simplistic that I understood. And listening to Oscar, my head exploded because he said something. He said, Brandon, how many times do you do transactions on a daily basis? And I said, every day. I have Amazon coming to my house almost every single day. And he said, think about that. How many times you do transactions? Who's getting paid the transaction fees for these transactions? I said, I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to that. I said, now, how many people do you know that's doing transactions on a daily basis? Millions of people are doing transactions on a daily basis through Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and these card companies. They have to pay to have the privilege of you accepting their product using a debit card or a credit card. There's a fee that businesses have to pay to use that third-party service. Now, and when you do transactions, and if you're a business, are you in business to make money or spend money? He said, what if we had a system in place where instead of the big banks being the validators for all of the transactions taking place around the world, and there's only 14 of them, that's generating trillions and trillions of dollars, what if we decentralize that and allow the average person to become a validator for these transactions, which means allow the average person to make money on every single transaction in our network? And how you can become a validator with us is because we now have technology that allows you to purchase a product, a software program, where you are helping to validate all transactions on the network, and a piece of it you get the fees of in form of rewards. But then he said, went further than that. What if we can show businesses how they can become their own fintech, their own bank, and allow the businesses to be able to onboard and have payroll and services for their members and their customers and their employees. And instead of them paying fees for these transactions, they're getting a piece of all of their own transactions. That's revolutionary and has never been done before until now. And that is what you're here to learn about and hear about. So without further ado, the person who can explain this far more better than myself is a CEO of Uulala, Mr. Oscar Garcia. Oscar, are you there?
Yes, Brandon. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Well, I don't travel as much as you do, but
I just came back from Houston, and that's the first trip I took in 2 years. You've been in more places in 1 month than I have in years.
yeah, that's true. They're now asking me to go to South Africa and Belize now.
Oh, wow, wow.
Yeah, I appreciate your introduction to everything that's going on. Obviously, for all of you that are here for the first time, I want to I want to address what it is and what we do. I'm actually really excited because there's a lot of people who've made quite a bit of money just on their first month with us, and it's exciting. But before I do that, let me explain to you why some of these people are making some great money with us. And in the past 30 days, Brandon brought up Micah. Uh, Micah, $44,000 in the past 30 days. It's just astronomical. Who does that? Right. And this is a beta test. We need you to slow down a little bit, Micah. Or actually don't speed up. Shelly, just amazing, on what's going on to some of these people. So again, just astronomical on what could be done and what not. And I'll get into a couple more people, financially on what's going on. I'm literally just staring at the list right now, right? Micah, Shelly, Linda, $16,800, just amazing. We'll get into everybody, but let me tell you why are they generating some great income? What are they doing? What are they doing that you can do and what not? Let me share my screen so that way you can understand a little bit of what's going on. A little over 8 years ago, I was actually was it 8 years ago? 2014. I was the vice president of a company where the ex-head of the SBA under George W. Bush was the president of the company. And this man, Hector, came up to me and said, look, he's seen me at an event where I was doing some technology training for corporate AT&T. And he said, do you know anything about merchant services? And I didn't. So he drove me to this company. They had some technology and they said, look, we need someone that will spearhead the growth of the minority market. Are you interested? And at first I started off as someone that worked a job. I was a corporate head there. And then they gave me the vice president position of the company and said, look, just run with this technology. And I cut my teeth in financial services with that company. We ended up doing over $60 million in about 9 months, just running after minority business owners. And what dawned on me is, one, the owner of this company didn't really have the best intent for minorities. In fact, he didn't pay people. And it was just a disaster afterwards. But we had the head of Visa, MasterCard. We had Vicente Fox as one of our advisors. Mitt Romney came to one of our conventions. So we had the who's who of businesses. But this is one of the points of your life where you kind of pivot, right? You go, okay, what can I really do with this education? And what I pivoted to led us to the discovery of this business model where our business model competed at Draper University, Tim Draper being Mr. Bitcoin himself. And we were the second cohort, I believe, of the business competition during COVID. And we competed with about 200 businesses, and we actually won the best business model presentation with Draper University at that event. Prior to that, we were able to do a presentation at the Forbes Impact Summit, and that led us to doing a presentation at the Vatican. That led us to a TED Talk in London in front of the European Rehabilitation Bank about what inspires minorities to come thousands of miles for a better life financially. And I was able to give my opinion on that and financial inclusion. We also competed at the first ever NASDAQ blockchain conference, where we won that competition for best business model at NASDAQ, and we were able to be placed on the big billboard of NASDAQ for a couple of hours. So that was kind of exciting. Now, what are we talking about? We're talking about a business model that hits home everywhere. At the Laudato Si Challenge at the Vatican, we were able to talk about how we were really trying to help solve the financial inequality spectrum of it. And we'll get back to that later, but let me explain to you. So for you folks, in under 10 minutes, I can explain this. And think about it this way. There's $7 trillion that's made by the banking institutions all over the world every year. 7 trillion. That's 14 trillion transactions in fiat. That's cash, right? Dollars, pounds, euros, whatever your flavor is. But 7 trillion is the amount of money they make off those fees for those 14 trillion transactions. In the crypto space, there's 1.7 billion crypto transactions per year. I believe after this past 48 hours, that number is going to increase because crypto's been going on the way down because of what's going on with China. Now, crypto has approximately $2 trillion market cap. 7 trillion is made by the banks in fees. 2 trillion is the crypto market cap. That means what we're going to be talking about is literally 3 times bigger the opportunity than crypto itself. But I believe it bridges all of it. And what we're talking about is all these financial transactions, whether it's an ATM, a charge, a check, a deposit, an online purchase, a point of sale purchase, a transfer, a withdrawal. It doesn't matter. Just think about your lives. Every one of us, no matter what industry we're in, we can be lawyers, we can be engineers, we can be farm workers, we can be anything. We all do financial transactions. The same way we all breathe, the same way we all go potty, the same way we all drink some kind of liquid, some of us water, some of us tequila. I don't know what your flavor is. The same way we all do, some basic human functions. Financial transactions, a basic human function. Without it, you cannot survive. And I'm saying that right now. I know it's controversial, right? But think about it. Without breathing, you would not leave. You would not live, not leave, live. Without a financial transaction, you would also not live. You need it either physical and cash, or you need it digital. The digital economy is called the formal economy. It means that you can transact digitally through a Visa debit card, through an online virtual card, through bank transfers, whatever it may be. You're part of the formal economy. The informal economy is the physical transaction, money transaction economy. But without it, we're gone. Every industry goes through it, and it hasn't been evolved in the past 20 years, 2 decades. It hasn't evolved. The current evolution of it was Visa. When Visa started creating a network out there where they can actually transact. And Visa actually created this system. So look at the current financial transaction of Visa. Now, they get cash in through their mobile, internet, bank branches, or ATMs. They get cash into what? Banks. You bank at an institution that's connected through a digital rail to the Visa network. Now, same thing happens with the merchants. When you go buy something at the merchants, it triggers 3 different validation systems. It triggers the validation of whether you have money. It triggers the Visa network, whether it's actually tokenized this transaction and everything is secure and everything is actually exactly what we say it is, that you have money. If the answer comes back that yes, you have money, then the recipient institution gets that security token, gets the information, and says, I'm willing to accept your money for this charge. All of this takes validation, and all of this inherits fees. Fees to put in the money, fees to actually validate that you have money, fees to go through the network of Visa, fees to exit the money into the merchant. The merchant pays upwards of 3% for that transaction. Someone pays for this, 3%. 1.25% of that money stays with Visa. The rest is middlemen. The rest is middlemen that are either supplying you the products or services for you to validate, or they're validating the transaction. So think about that. What if we can revolutionize this entire space and be the bridge of banking and crypto? And that's exactly what we did. We created a complete ecosystem that will help us create fintechs and help us validate transactions around the world. Our approach is simple. It's a 3-tier approach. You have to convince fintechs around the world to use your validation system, or Our business model is we create fintechs. So you either convince fintechs or create fintechs, convince fintechs or create fintechs. We decided to create fintechs, and I'll show you how we did that. Then you have to validate those transactions and actually charge fees for that validation. And then you have to allow those transactions to actually pass through to the banking rails, the Visa rails, the ACH rails, or any which way that transaction has to happen. Now, we've developed software that literally can turn a company into a digital bank. We bank with several banks in the United States, several in Mexico. We're working on relationships right now in Bolivia. We're working on relationships, banking relationships in South Africa. We're putting a network of providers, banks and financial money movement providers, so we can perform every task a company might need to pay people out. So our system is pretty simple, where we say, all right, we need to pay people out, but how does that work, right? How does that exactly work? Well, let me show you. What we do, I'm pretty sure I stopped sharing, but hold on. Let me show you this. What we do is we tell banks, look, or not banks, companies, we tell companies, you're either paying a bank or you become a bank. What you're doing is all these transactions with a Visa card or a web portal for banking or a mobile banking service, you pay, or your users pay to access those services. What if we can turn you into that bank? What if we can turn you into a PayPal, a Venmo, or whatnot? They look at us and they go, holy cow, instead of paying for financial services, I can make money off of financial services. And we said, yes. We say, look, your users bank anyway. Some of them are banked, some of them are unbanked. Some industries hire the unbanked. And we're saying, for the first time in history, you can give a bank account to those unbanked individuals, and you can give a better bank account to those individuals that are already banked with someone else, because you can pay them directly with our mass payout system. You can mass pay them out in fiat, or you can mass pay them out in crypto. They get intrigued and they start going, okay, what can we do? We can issue debit cards. We can issue a mobile system that allows ACH in and out. We can do crypto mass payout. We can do crypto liquidation. We can do bank account to bank account transfers in over 100 countries, on and on and on. And then we tell them, we're going to validate all those transactions. And during the validation portion of this, you can increase the fees and make a portion of all those transactions. In essence, we turn you into a bank. And that's what we do. So when we do that, a lot of companies are always saying, okay, so, what's the potential? Well, with 10,000 users, the potential is around $26,000 a month that someone can make. It's an average about $1 to $2 per person that a company can make, which is astronomical, because again, they're either paying $2 to pay out those people, or they're earning those $2 because they have their own system. So that's our first approach. We get into it where we're saying we can turn you into a neobank. So we do that. And then we start validating the transactions, and we let those transactions go depending on what needs to happen. Is it a bank account to bank account transfer, Visa card to Visa card transfer, or a digital wallet to Visa transfer? We can do all of that. Now, this is where we come in. What if, instead of the banks, instead of the Visa network, it's our network that validates all the transactions? All of those transactions can be validated by our own system. And that's the whole point. We can actually, for the first time, participate on this. Your opportunity is now you can be one of those validators. You can buy one of these licenses, get one of our nodes, and start validating transactions on a daily basis. And you can earn these digital points. These digital points, first you earn them, and then you can use them in our transaction gateway. When you earn them, you can put them in our transaction gateway after 30 days, and you can start having your points liquidated or used in order to create some, or in order to validate these financial transactions. So if a company is paying out their employee or their sales rep, a financial transaction is done, several points are used for that. If your points are being one of the ones that are used, you can get between 5 cents, 7 cents, or 10 cents for using your digital points inside of our gateway. That's huge, because for the first time, we actually created our own transaction validation system. And last month or last week, I announced that we're turning it into a mobile application as well. So not just, can your computer, participate in this, but soon your mobile phone will be a validator for all these financial transactions. It is huge on what can happen. Now, what's the next step? Because our financial transaction system is there and it's our own gateway, what can we do? We can do this. We can help people launch a regulated cryptocurrency or use a cryptocurrency as gas fee inside their own validation network. Where, for instance, if someone wants to launch a legitimate cryptocurrency and they're going through all the legal processes to do it, the problem that they have is they have to have immediate use case. If they don't have immediate use case, then it's not a legitimate cryptocurrency, right? It's something that's just wished upon that it will grow in value. But unless you have a real world use case for your cryptocurrency, until that happens, until someone bought a pizza with Bitcoin, the use case was dead. Once that pizza was purchased with, I think it was like 10,000 Bitcoin, the most insane thing we could possibly imagine today, the cryptocurrency didn't have a use case. What if we can give everyone an instant use case? That cryptocurrency or any cryptocurrency that you deem fit can be used inside of our transaction gateway, and that gives them instant validity, instant use case. A cryptocurrency backed by financial transactions. A cryptocurrency that's backed through moving money from bank account to bank account, from wallet to card, from card to card, from crypto liquidation to crypto swaps. What if you can do that? That's our point. We can finally be the bridge, the unifier of DeFi, if you will. Not just a DeFi system, but a unifier of DeFi and fiat all in one. We can be this bridge. And we're allowing people the opportunity to earn digital points right now, because these digital points in the future may be able to get you a cryptocurrency that runs this whole thing. That's what we're working for. And we're doing it legitimately. We're doing it under regulations. We're the most regulated industry out there. We've already gone through all the scrutiny that most companies have not even tasted yet. We've already gone through that scrutiny, and it wasn't easy, folks. It wasn't. Millions of dollars in 3 years of our lives. The hardest thing I've ever done in my life is this. And we found a way where people can earn, save in their own financial transactions, and grow their business. Right? You can earn by, buying one of these licenses. We believe that these nodes are going to be worth $5,000. Why? Because the value of what they can do is growing. Most companies pay us between $5,000 to $150,000 to become their own fintech. To become their own fintech. That's what they pay. So we believe that $5,000 is what these licenses are going to be worth. These nodes are going to be worth, because it's a legitimate business doing legitimate things. Now it's going to be rewarded these digital points. Whereas long as you stake, if you stake under 15,000 digital points, you can redeem these digital points in our transaction gateway once they're used at 5 cents. If you have over 15,000 to 100,000 digital points and you're staking them, anything between 15,000 and 100,000 can be redeemed in our transaction gateway once they're used 7 cents. If you have more than 100,000 in staking and you redeem these over $100,000 and our transaction gateway uses your digital points, it can be redeemed at 10 cents. That's how it works. That's the first step. But some of you, like Mikhail, that looked at this, like Kathy King, like Brandon, that looked at this, says, hey, I know people that can get one of these nodes. I'm going to tell them about it. What can I earn? Well, we have an affiliate program. It's a 2-tier affiliate program. It's common. It's a 30% up, first tier and 10% second tier on all referrals. That's what we have. And just to give you an idea, someone asked this question: how many licenses or nodes are they going to ever be? We believe 20,000 is going to be the max. 20,000 is going to be the max. By the time we get close to that, or half of that, the nodes are going to be, starting to be worth $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 by the time we get to 20,000, or if not more. That's how many licenses or digital nodes are going to be available. But what I'm excited about is this: you also have the ability to bring in companies that can use this, that can actually become their own fintech and make money, where you'll override them an additional 5% on their fees. So if a company says, hey, Oscar, just do the math, guys. Look, take out a calculator, do the math with me. If a company has, let's say someone referred us a multi-level marketing company. In this case, I'm going to tell you, this morning I was on 4 calls, and congratulations to Alejandro. He got us 4 calls for 4 companies to get on board to become their own digital bank, their own fintech. 4 calls just today alone. Yesterday, congratulations to Peter and his team, because with his team, we're negotiating in South Africa. I believe it was 3 different businesses in South Africa. So, and that's with Domingo and Dr. Michael. Congratulations to you guys. But the amount of numbers in South Africa that they're talking about, I mean, Domingo can correct me. He has me on WhatsApp. Please, if you're on the line, correct me. We're talking about one company or one group had 5 million potential users. Another group had 15 million potential users. That's the level of people referring companies to us that I'm excited about. Now, why? Why are they doing that? Because a little bit ago, we've been working on something where we wanted to get an institution involved with us that we believed would benefit from all this technology. And we got that institution. We worked it hard for years. We worked hard with them. And finally, we were able to come to an agreement on what a system for them could look like. And I got to tell you, we got the contract. It's an impact fund that is investing money into companies around the world, and they're going to have their companies use our technology to pay out all their employees by mandate. And a portion of their fees that are being validated through our system is going to be used to feed the poor, to feed the hungry, to feed the migrants around the world. And instead of me telling you about this, let me have the CEO of the company listen to this.
Hello, my name is Eric Carr. I'm the CEO of the Validator C Challenge and the co-founder of a new venture philanthropy and venture capital fund called the Validator C Action Fund. This fund is designed to deliver on Pope Francis's vision of a world that includes everyone by investing in for-profit businesses and NGOs that answer the cry of the poor and the cry of the earth. On October 20th, 2021, we entered into an historic agreement with Uulala and Batched, and we've announced an historic expansion to that multi-year partnership to empower the new Validator C Action Fund to invest in those businesses and in those NGOs, but also capture the fees normally associated with distributing those grants and making those investments. So rather than benefiting the few, those fees go back into the model to benefit the many. Now, this may sound like a small thing, but it's a systemic, historic change to the financial system, because by capturing all of those fees, we can actually redistribute them to in Pope Francis's words, answer the cry of the poor and the cry of the earth. Now, I have personally watched Oscar and Frank create an inspiring technology and be fiercely committed to that over the years. On a professional level, it's been incredibly inspiring to see, but on a personal level, I can tell you that watching these two men create and lead this movement to a new world, a road of inclusiveness, of unity, and to spread the profits to all people has been deeply inspiring to me. Something like this happens once in a generation, where you get to be part of something big, something that can change everything. We have the power to change. We can choose who benefits. We can choose everybody, not just some people. So after much struggle and building, this is our time to empower all that stand for the beliefs of Pope Francis's vision of creating a world that includes everybody. So I want to thank you to Frank, to Oscar, to the Uulala team, to the Batch team for helping us build a world that includes everyone.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but to have someone in your side like that is inspiring. Now, look, with any technology, with any evolution, if you will, there's going to be headaches. There's going to be issues. We went through these things. We still go through technology issues. I just had a security tech call just a couple of hours ago, and we're going through what we're going to be, putting into the new system, the iceberg security level or system inside of our system. And we were going through it, and we said, wow, a couple of years ago, we weren't even thinking at this level, and now we have to think at a whole nother level. When you evolve, and you evolve with partnerships or evolve with technology, it's quite impressive. And one of the things that we also evolved with recently is let me get into the system so I can actually show you this. I'm going to log into my card portal. This is a new side of the company where we just did this. We just wrapped this up, and this is the new, when you validate the transactions, right? So everyone that has a license, they will go to a batched web address. You will get a referral link. That referral link, you can then sign up, do all the agreements, sign up, get one of the licenses. You can get it through BTC, Ethereum, or ULA tokens. When you sign up and you actually get one of the licenses, you start actually getting rewarded these digital points, and then these digital points can be transferred over to your Uulala wallet and your Uulala card that's being issued to you. So once you have that, one of the options that you can do is you can have an option to actually get your money paid out in crypto, and we have that. Now, here's the crypto wallets that you have. So for instance, I have BTC right here, and I can do a swap. So let's say I wanted to have some Bitcoin Cash. I can then go into the system, and here's my Bitcoin. So I'll do a swap right now. I know the market's a little crazy, but I'll select Bitcoin because that's the only currency I have right now in the digital, on the cryptocurrency. And then let's say either Bitcoin Cash or Litecoin. Let me choose Litecoin for this example. And I can come in here and say, okay, I want to use half my Bitcoin, and I want to turn it into Litecoin. So then it calculates how much Litecoin I'm going to get. It's going to ask me for my security code. And then I put in my security code, and voila, I have Litecoin now. So that crypto swap feature just got wrapped up. And then when you go into the system, now it created my Litecoin wallet instantaneously. I have my Bitcoin and my Litecoin right off the bat. Now, what you can do here, this coming pay period, you're going to be able then to go here and actually send out your own Bitcoin to an external wallet, or keep it in here, or do whatever you wish. All of that just been added to the system above and beyond. And I got to thank our partners for that. We have some Israeli partners that allow us to do that. It's just amazing what we can do. It's an Israeli partnership over there, and then it's a US-based exchange over here where we have access directly to the OTC. But then you have all your cards where finally, you know, if you have this money, you can then top up your card. Once you get it, you use this card like any other system out there. It's getting better, is what we're saying. It's not only getting better, we're now showcasing this to other people, and the amount of response that we're getting to this is great. Now, for years, we've been refining, not just the technology, but, you know, look, the reality of it is when you're scrutinized by financial institutions and regulatory institutions, sometimes you got to slow down. In the case with us, we had to slow down a lot on the crypto side of it because we were being scrutinized, saying, you know, what are you? Who are you? What are you doing and whatnot? We finally settled that, and we decided to move forward with all this new, you know, campaign. And one of the persons that we talked to about what we were doing was an ambassador to Mexico. And this ambassador is very unique. This ambassador, his dad was a migrant that came over from Mexico into the United States and was a fruit picker, was one of the pickers. And I get along with that story so well because my mom is a migrant, right? And I came over in her belly. I was born here, but we started off in Salinas, California, picking strawberries, is what I remember. But his dad did the same thing. But his dad was an entrepreneur. He looked at what was going on with migrants. They were making all this money, but they didn't have real, you know, entertainment in the weekends. He bust over bands from Mexico that were, you know, up and coming bands, and he brought them over to the fields of California and made millions because he was doing these concerts, these micro concerts, if you will. That gave him the money to invest into his children, one of them being the ambassador. He got them to school. He went to Oxford. He went to all these high-end schools, and he went into politics because one of his friends said, hey, I want to become governor. And that friend cited his buddy and said, can you help me run my campaign? Not only did he help him run it, he helped him win it. He became governor of one of the states in Mexico. Then afterwards, he said, let's shoot for the presidency. And he ran one of the most successful presidential runs in Mexico, not this president, but the past president, and they won. They won. This is Arnulfo, the former ambassador of Mexico to Colombia, has joined our company. And on Thursday at 12 noon, he is going to present his vision of where we're going with this company. So imagine that. How many companies can say that a former ambassador of a country that actually touched migrant affairs in Mexico, we're talking 14 million people in the United States, migrants, workers, send money to Mexico in the tune of $380 billion. And this man ran those campaigns. This man touched those campaigns that touched those people. This man then became the ambassador of Mexico to Colombia, and his job was to flourish businesses around Latin America. He has connections in the banking world. He has connections in the business world, and he has now joined us. And on Thursday at 12 noon, you will hear from the former ambassador of Mexico to Colombia here with us, with Batched. That's what's going on. Now we're going to continue getting better. We're going to continue because of your help, because of your feedback, we're going to get better. So not only do we have, that going on, but Mikhail, Shelly, Linda, Jason, Domingo, over $13,000, Raymond, over $12,000, Ramon Dawkins, $11,000 this month. Congratulations, guys. Robert Holt, $11,000 this month. Congratulations. Romel, over $10,000. Congratulations. I mean, so many people, right? So many people. Look, I can't even say this last name. Svensk. How would you say that? Svensk. Over $10,000.
That's Michael's.
Michael's Svisk?
Yep, like with an S. Svensk. Yep, Svensk.
Over 30 personal referrals, over $10,000 this month. Look, I can't say enough. You guys are knocking it out of the ballpark. Just amazing. The average person here, Shelly, 115 personal referrals into the affiliate program. Mikhail, 81 personal referrals into the affiliate program. They deserve this. They deserve this, if not more. And I can't even tell you what Brandon is making. I mean, just astronomical this month. But more importantly, you know what's good for us? A woman beat everybody. That is like right on. Women's, initiatives have to be in the forefront of everything that's going on. My mom had the pantalones, is what my mom always says, the pants to migrate from Mexico into the United States to give us a better life. And it makes me feel great that a woman beat everybody out at over $133,000 in just affiliate commissions. Congratulations, Miss Kathy Keene. Just knocked it out of the ballpark. Just amazing. Guys, there's a team of 4 that is making this thing all possible. Peter Blackwell, just amazing income that he made, this month. Brandon, just amazing income that he made this month. Rob and Kathy. This team has helped us put this together. They're working hard with us, working with our technical staff, working with our compliance team. They're finding things. Look, they helped us find someone who's doing it wrong. We helped someone that's triple dipping, quadruple dipping, and is trying to manipulate the system. That's wrong. They're not only helping us clean up the right, they're helping us clean up the wrong as well. And that's the type of partners you want. Because think about this. What do you want? We can go fast, open the doors up and not have any of these tests, not have any of this feedback, and we will run into the wall and probably be disastrous for us. Or we can work with each other, fine-tune the system, find out where it needs help, and then make it for the long term. I believe that this technology can be the bridge of all financial transactions, not just fiat, but crypto themselves. I believe we can bring value to everybody. I believe that our transaction gateway can then do UBI, Universal Basic Income. And because of the Vatican's the Laudato Si impact project that they have going on, they're going to be our first test, and others as well. I believe that's going to happen, but it takes us working together to do that. Is it easy? Hell no. Is there going to be problems? Hell yes. Hell yes. I was supposed to be in meetings today. My daughter got sick last night. I thought she had COVID. I had her do a test. Think about it. 4-year-old little girl doing a test, one of those ones that it pokes your brains. That was scary. Things happen, right? Personally, business-wise, professionally and personally, it always happens. Life is going to kick you hard. You have no idea on how hard this has kicked us. There was times where I was on stage with the Premier Bermuda, with their executive team, and yet we got called on with regulators and said, I believe you're doing something wrong. And we had to prove that we weren't. We had to prove that our technology was real, or else they would have shut us down the first month, the first 2 months, the first 3 months. That's how hard it gets. And you don't want to be on my side of the spectrum. That's how hard. We need to make sure that everything, works. And it takes all of us to do it. So I thank you guys for your help. I thank you guys for your push. I'm saying, look, we're at the brink here. This is first 4 weeks of us testing out this new technology, running through our paces, getting it better, now making it into a mobile. But on Thursday, you're going to hear from the ex-ambassador of Mexico to Colombia on what his meetings were like with bankers, owners of a country they built their own validation system. But the way they did it was to squash the competition. The way we did it is to embrace everybody and to give everybody a tool that we can all use, that fairness matters, that humane capitalism matters, that you can make a profit but still give back to the world. That's what we believe. And if you believe that, and you believe that the revolution of blockchain and crypto and fiat can come together, that everything in life revolves around a transaction, a financial transaction, so that way you can have a better way of living, right? You can increase your living standards. I believe that this could be one of the key technologies that will actually change everything. And think about it. Wharton, MIT, Stanford, they talk about 4 technologies that are going to change the world. And then every time they talk about these 4 technologies, it's always blockchain, fintech, AI, right? So these 3 technologies, the 4th varies sometimes, but these 3 are always constant: blockchain, fintech, and AI. And we happen to be on 2 of the 3. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people that see that and go, you know what? This could be huge. We believe we have something that could be big, but we need to keep on improving on it. We need to keep on working together, and we need to keep on building this community of people that look for solutions and not focus on the problems. We will solve the problems. Every company has them, but the solutions that we're bringing to the forefront to industries right now, they're going to change everything. They're going to change everything. And I'm proud to know that we survived. We survived the scrutiny. We survived, COVID. We survived regulatory frameworks. We survived all that. And with your help, together, we not only can survive, we can take over the financial space. 7 trillion reasons for us to do this. 7 trillion reasons. Think about that. Tell everybody about next Thursday at 12 noon. You will hear from the former ambassador of Mexico to Colombia, and you will hear about what he went through just literally yesterday with bankers in the country in South America when he told them about what we're doing. There's exciting things happening, guys. Don't miss that call this coming Thursday, 12 noon, with the former ambassador of Mexico to Colombia. Thank you, guys. Brandon, thank you for hosting this thing, and let's keep on improving on everything that we have.
Thank you very much, Oscar. So everybody on Thursday, let's go, let's roll. And congratulations to all of you guys that have received enormous commissions this month. Now return the favor by helping your members do the same thing. Congratulations, everybody. Good night. We'll see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.